This is One Voice Radio and Media, and today we have a special guest in today, Alpha from Locala. How are you today?
I feel great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you having a good day?
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic.
You too, Fraser?
Yeah, so I'm Eva. I work for Locala Sexual Health. Locala has the sexual health contract across Stockport and Tameside, but I'm here representing Stockport today. And yeah, so our base in Stockport is at the Choices Centre, which is in Stockport Town Centre. It's a sexual health clinic, and it's really easy to reach.
What is the easiest way to access your services?
Okay, so the easiest way to access our services, well, you've got options. So you could have a look on our website. So if you Google Locala Sexual Health, it'll come up. You can give the clinic a ring on the phone, or if that feels a bit daunting to you, you can text our chat health service. So you can find the numbers online on our website, and with chat health, you can text whatever your sexual health concern is to that number, and a clinician will get back to you. So that's only open during our opening hours, but we will get back to you promptly.
Right, and Nick, do you want to ask yours now, mate?
Why is it important to make health services including for all?
So we think that inclusivity is really important. We think that everybody deserves access to, good, inclusive, respectful healthcare. So if that includes, if people are feeling judged or left out, we don't want any of that. So we make sure that all of our staff are really friendly, they're really respectful, they're non-judgmental. So anything that you come to them, if you've got any concerns, anything that you raise, you're going to be faced with a really friendly and respectful response from our staff.
How can people have the fear of asking for help?
So it can be really daunting asking for help, whether you've got additional needs or not. A lot of people find accessing the GP, going to the dentist, and going to sexual health clinics for sexual health advice really daunting, and that's completely understandable. If you are worried about it, we have got a section on our website that is what to expect, so you can have a read through that. And also just remember that our clinicians are really friendly and they will treat you really well.
What are the benefits with the health check?
So with a lot of STIs, so sexually transmitted infections, they don't come with any symptoms, so they're asymptomatic. And so the only real way that you can know that you have not got an STI if you've been sexually active is to get tested. So with other things like getting a cough or a cold, you would wait to have symptoms before you would then go to a healthcare provider. Whereas with sexual health, we can't rely on our bodies to tell us when we're unwell. So we need to be going and getting regular tests just for peace of mind.
Okay, then Nick.
Who can PrEP benefit, not just certain groups?
Yeah. So PrEP is a drug that is a preventative for HIV. So if you think that you are at risk of HIV because of partners that you're seeing or because of certain activities that you're engaging with, then you can take PrEP as a preventative for HIV. And that's not just for men who have sex with men, okay? That's for people who are heterosexual, people who are trans, anybody who thinks that they are at risk.
It's important to get tested well.
So like I said earlier, a lot of STIs don't come with any symptoms. And so getting tested, even though you haven't got any symptoms, is really important to make sure that you don't have these STIs that you might be passing on to your partners without even knowing it.
Yeah. Nick?
What emergency support can local provide?
So Locala provides a lot of different types of emergency support. So we can provide emergency contraception, PEP, and also emergency STI treatment. If you find yourself dealing with these issues outside of our opening hours, so in the evenings, on bank holidays, on the weekend, you can call the NHS Urgent Care line, which is 111, for any advice. You can also, if you're wanting emergency contraception, which is for pregnancy prevention, we used to call it the morning after pill, but actually we found that that was quite misleading because you've got up to 5 days to take this medication. The earlier you take it, the more effective it will be, but you do have that 5-day window. So if you are seeking emergency contraception, you can go on the NHS website, and if you put in your postcode, it will tell you the nearest pharmacy to you that offers emergency contraception. And so a lot of pharmacies are open on, out of hours. So they're, evenings, weekends, all night services. So that's us on emergency contraception. And then if you're wanting PEP, which is a drug that is like PrEP, but is for after you think you've been exposed to HIV. So if you've had unprotected sex and then you think, oh, that was a mistake, or I'm concerned that I might have contracted HIV from that encounter, you've got 72 hours to take PEP and it will stop you from getting HIV. And you can access PEP from any A&E department.
Okay, then Nick, you've got another one there, mate.
Why should people be upfront about their health with others?
So it's really important to be open and honest about your sexual health, especially with partners that you're seeing and healthcare professionals. So with partners that you're seeing, it's really important that you have open and honest communication. It's good for the relationship, and it's good to get practice having those potentially quite difficult conversations, because if you're in a healthy relationship, then having those conversations will only strengthen that relationship. And then with your healthcare professionals, you might be feeling some shame, or you might feel worried that you're going to be judged for whatever it is that you're concerned about. But you need to remember that these healthcare professionals are non-judgmental, really friendly, and they're not going to be gossiping about whatever you tell them. They're not going to be shocked by whatever you tell them. The service is really confidential. So unless you tell them something that raises serious concerns about your own safety or the safety of others, then everything that you say in that appointment is going to stay confidential. Okay, so we don't share that information with third parties. We wouldn't share it with your GP unless you gave us consent. And so remembering that that conversation is completely confidential might bring you some reassurance about being able to be upfront and honest. And what's really important about being honest is that you're then getting the correct advice, the correct tests, and the correct treatment for whatever it is that you've raised in that appointment.
What would you tell people who are unsure or seeking help?
So a lot of young people feel really underconfident seeking help, but they won't be alone. The general population finds it really hard to reach out, especially in terms of healthcare. And so for young people, I would say that, we have these queue and wait clinics for under 18s. So in Stockport, that is on a Wednesday. It's between 3:30 and 6:30, and you don't need an appointment, you just turn up. So it's really accessible and it's really easy to get help from those clinics. You don't have to be super organised about it, you just have to get yourself there. And you'll be able to talk to you'll be able to talk to a clinician about any concerns that you're having in terms of your sexual health, and you will be seen and you will be given the correct advice.
Yeah.
So and practice makes perfect. So getting those habits in early will make generally seeking healthcare much easier as you get older as well, because you'll be practiced in doing so.
Yeah. Okay, then Nick, I think there's one more question, right?
How do protective methods help maintain good health?
So there are lots of different protective methods that people use to protect themselves in terms of their sexual health. So one example would be hormonal contraception, so things like the implant, the depot injection, the contraceptive pill. There are non-hormonal methods as well, things like the copper coil. And those things protect you against unwanted pregnancies. So if you're worried about getting pregnant, but you don't want to be, then it's a way of being able to take control of that and protect yourself. However, those methods don't protect you against getting STIs. So for STIs, you need to be using barrier methods of protection. So those are things like external and internal condoms, dental dams, and latex gloves. And so those methods will be protecting you both against pregnancy prevention and STIs. But all of those methods generally just give you a sense of being able to take control of your sexual health, protect yourself so that you can be having safe, enjoyable and stress-free sexual encounters.
I mean, excellent. You guys have any more questions that you can think of off the top of your head, or?
How long have you worked in the company for?
So I've worked, I think, maybe a year today I started actually. So 1 year.
It's nice. Is there anything that you want to ask the guys, or is there anything else that you want to talk about that we've not mentioned?
No, so I think I've covered everything in terms of our service.
Yeah.
But I'd just like to ask you both how you find it doing these interviews. Do you enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I really enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah? And how many interviews have you guys done then? Was?
Yeah, quite a lot, yeah.
There's a wall.
Too many to count.
Yeah, there's a wall upstairs with them all. They're all on the wall. So
Oh,
you
fantastic.
could count them, but I can't remember how many it is off the top of my head. But right, I think as long as you guys are all happy, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then we'll call it a day there. Then. Well, thanks for coming in. We will obviously send you this video and then we'll discuss how it kind of gets out and about everywhere. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, thanks for coming.
Thank
really
you so
appreciate
much for
it.
having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Good.